This is examples of music for Module 26. 26.1 says define, identify, and label descending fifth harmonic sequence with a linear intervallic pattern. Let's listen to this example. A descending fifth harmonic sequence occurs on the second line of the printed music. We start with the outlining of a G minor chord, then going to a C minor chord, then going to an F major chord, then going to a B flat major chord, then going to an E flat major chord. The roots of all those chords are a descending fifth apart from each other. When theorists talk about the linear intervallic pattern, very often they'll take a real piece of music like this and break it down into its skeleton. They'll take out all these rhythmic interest notes and then make blocked chords, and then it's easier to show a linear intervallic pattern between the bass and soprano. But in this real piece of music, we do have a consistent LIP between the bass and the soprano if we compare this note to this note of each measure. Here we have a G, here we have a B flat, that is a tenth. Here we have a C, here we have E flat, that's a tenth. Here we have an F, that's an A as a tenth. Here we have a B flat, there is a D, that's a tenth. Here we have an E flat, here is a G, that's a tenth. So here we have a descending fifth harmonic sequence with an LIP of 10. Here's the second line. Example 26.2 says define, identify, and label descending third harmonic sequence with LIP. From the learning resources, you'll learn that with the previous objective, the descending fifth harmonic sequence, it's often called a circle progression, and even in real pieces of music, we'll see every single Roman numeral used in the descending fifth sequence, often until we end where we started, called a circle progression. There are two main differences with the descending third harmonic sequence. One, in real music, we often see a harmonic sequence for a shorter duration. A few chords will have the descending third relationship, but it will not make an entire circle using all Roman numeral chords. Two, because of the difficulty, parallel fifths and octaves occurring if you go straight from one chord directly to the next with a descending third root relationship, there's often an additional chord in between the chords that share the descending third root relationship. Here's an example. Harmonic sequence by descending third occurs at the beginning of this selection. The chords that share that relationship are the first chord and then every other chord. So we start with an E minor chord. For a descending third harmonic sequence, we expect a C chord to occur, which happens here. To continue, we would expect an A chord to occur, which happens here. After that, it breaks the sequence so that it can cadence and then restart the tune. In between the first E chord and the C chord having the third relationship, we have a B chord. So in this case, the E chord goes to a B chord. The C chord goes to a G chord. The A chord goes to an E chord. The chord in between the ones that have the descending root relationship is consistent. We start with a chord, and then we go to a root that's ascending fifth, and then we start with a chord and go to its ascending fifth. So as a result, these in-between chords also have a root relationship. So another way to think of this is that this is an event of two chords, and those two chords then in the sequence get moved down by root motion, a descending third, to these two chords. And then these two chords get moved down a root relationship of a descending third to these two chords. In Roman numerals, a straight descending third harmonic sequence would be the Roman numeral 1 going to Roman numeral 6, going to Roman numeral 4, going to Roman numeral 2, etc. If this is in E major, we do have Roman numeral 1 going to Roman numeral 6 here, going to Roman numeral 2 here, and the chords in between would be Roman numeral 5 and Roman numeral 3. And that total Roman numeral sequence is the most common one found when we see a descending third harmonic sequence. Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 5, Roman numeral 6, Roman numeral 3, Roman numeral 4, etc. This is probably the most famous example of a descending third harmonic sequence following the same Roman numeral pattern of 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, etc.